In today's video, we're exploring the rainbow colors of these minerals. We've got some bismuth and some titanium kyanite, two really interesting minerals that are going to look even cooler up close. I'm going to go and grab my macro lens, stick around, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like in just a sec. Hi guys, I'm Ben from Adaptalux and welcome back to another macro photography tutorial where today I'm back photographing some minerals. We've done some rocks and crystals and things before, but today these minerals are a little bit different because these ones are rainbow colored. They have some really cool properties that I think are going to look fantastic up close. I mean, just holding these in your hands, they look absolutely stunning, particularly this bismuth. It's got all of these rainbow colors and you can see the light bouncing off all of the strange crystalline structures within this big rock. The titanium kyanite is a little bit different. It's a little bit less shiny, but it's absolutely no less colorful, and shining light from different angles actually reveals more color. I'm going to be putting both of these underneath the macro lens, and you can do this at home quite easily if you have a macro lens as well, because both of these minerals are readily available online and really cheap. Both of them are somewhat man-made, which I'll explain more about in just a sec. For now, I'm going to go and grab my macro lens and set up my camera on a tripod. So let me quickly walk you through our photography setup today. This is the Sony a7 III, and that's sat on a tripod and a focusing rail. This focusing rail just allows me to really fine-tune the focus because we're going to be so close up on these minerals. It's also going to allow us to focus stack, which I think is going to be really important for getting some really cool photos. Lastly, our lens is a Laowa 2.5 to 5 times ultra macro lens, which is going to get us really close to our minerals. Now, speaking of our minerals, we've got two different types here, and I'm going to give you an explanation as we photograph each one. The last thing that we need to talk about is some lighting. As you can see here, my settings are not fantastic. We're at f2.8, 1/200th of a second, but ISO 51,000, so that is not ideal. We are going to need a lot of light to properly photograph these minerals, and that's going to come in the form of the Adaptalux Studio. The first of our two minerals is this titanium kyanite. It's a really interesting fan-shaped structure that sort of emanates from this point down here and creates this jagged edge along the top. It's also got a rainbow coloring, but it really relies on the angle of the light to be able to see that in its full glory. So lighting is going to be really important when photographing this particular mineral. The coloring, incidentally, is actually man-made. So kyanite is a naturally occurring mineral, but the bluish brown color is actually a titanium coating that has been done for obviously making it look really nice and making it a sellable product online. Incidentally, it only costs $10, something like that, to get a piece of titanium kyanite for your own photography projects. And I'd highly recommend this being part of your rock collection if you're gathering minerals. It's a really beautiful piece if you can look past the fact that it's somewhat artificially manufactured with the colors. So I've got my first mineral here, the titanium kyanite, sat in a macro subject holder, and that is keeping it nice and steady in front of the lens. But as you'll notice, we have a very narrow working distance here, and we need to get some light into this area. So for that, I'm using the Adaptalux Studio. This here is the Control Pod 3, and into that, I'm going to plug a lighting arm. Now, for now, I'm only using a single white lighting arm. This is the super bright version, and as you can see, we're straight away way overexposed. So I'm going to bring that ISO all the way down from 50-something thousand to 800. You can see that we've already got a lot more drama here because the shadows are being created, and the position of this light is really going to affect the way that this mineral looks. Now, the other thing that we've got is quite a lot of specular highlights. To combat that, I'm going to attach a diffuser to the end of my lighting arm, and bring that in nice and close. That should soften a few of those highlights and also fill in a few of the shadows. Now, the position of this light is going to be absolutely critical for getting a really nice shot. As I move the light around, you can see that the colors are changing, the shadows are changing, and all of those strange structures are being highlighted and really changed by the position of the light. So experimenting with your light is going to be really important. I'm going to add a second super bright white lighting arm with a diffuser, and that's because I want to fill in some extra shadows and also control those reflections. You can see by adding that second light there, we've actually created a lot of reflection on the flatter blue surfaces across the top. But moving these lights even just a couple of centimeters at a time really changes the look of our image. So just moving those lights around is going to really benefit you. I've also changed my settings. We're now at 1/100th of a second, ISO 3200, and that's because I've gone to f16. The 5 times magnification that we're at right now has a very shallow depth of field. And even though we're focus stacking, I'd really rather not be stacking 200 photos at a time, so I'd like to get a little bit more of my image in focus if possible. Now, as you can see, even at f16, there's really not a lot in focus here. If I move my focusing rail in and out, you can see that we are going to have to take quite a few images for our stack, but the stack should look really cool after I've got all of these images throughout the depth of the photo. So this is a really exciting prospect, that we have so much detail on this titanium that we can go searching around for all kinds of different nooks and crannies, reflections, colors, and textures, all on this one piece of metal. It's a really interesting subject, and I cannot stress enough that this is really cheap, and you can go and get a piece for yourself and do exactly what I'm doing at home. My second mineral today is bismuth. This stuff is absolutely amazing, and this is a really nice example as well. Not only does it have that rainbow coloration similar to the titanium kyanite, but this stuff also has a strange angular crystalline structure to go with it. Now, this stuff, believe it or not, is naturally forming. Bismuth is a natural element. However, once again, there is a caveat, and that is that this piece in particular has been manufactured in a lab, which is most of the samples of bismuth that you're going to buy online will have been created in a lab to create these really nice examples with the crystalline structure that we're looking for. Naturally forming bismuth is generally a lot more impure, and the crystals aren't quite as impressive. So I'm quite happy to buy a really nice example online. Once again, really cheap. You can buy these things on eBay, and they're really cool. Looking up close, once again, we're revealing a huge amount of detail in this structure and in the color. Again, it's really difficult to photograph because of the lighting. So we're going to get the Adaptalux Studio out again, change the lighting around, and try and find the optimal position for capturing both the crystalline structure and the colorization. Okay guys, the bismuth is looking absolutely insane. This stuff is so colorful, so cool up close, and you can really start to see all of that crystalline structure coming through when we get really close with the macro lens. Now, I've kept the same sort of setup here with 2 white lighting arms from the Adaptalux Studio, but it's really critical to get the exact right angle on this stuff, otherwise you don't see the color. It's really reflective, so changing the angle of the camera or the light or the subject itself really makes a difference in how much of that color you can actually see. So it's more a case of placing the lights in the right place to reflect off that color than it is bringing out the color like it was with the titanium kyanite. This stuff is a little bit more tricky, I'd say, to actually get the color coming out, but this stuff you just need to find the exact right position for your lights, and then you've got a colorful landscape of rainbow colours. Both of these minerals are absolutely incredible to photograph up close. They're really, really cool. They've got so much color, texture, and so much opportunity. Even with just 3 cheap samples on the internet, I've got so much to explore. There's all different angles, and changing your lighting completely changes your photograph. It's a really good way to get to grips with reflective subjects like this too, because when you don't have the right position with your light, you really know about it. The colors don't look right, the reflections don't look quite right, your highlights can really pop out a little bit too much, so it really gives you an easy way to see how light reacts with reflective, flat and jagged subjects all at once. I highly recommend going out and buying some titanium kyanite and or some bismuth. I particularly recommend the bismuth because it just looks really cool to the naked eye as well. It looks really nice on a shelf or something like that, and it is a really curious piece of material that a lot of people will not have seen before. I'd like to know from you guys whether or not you consider these samples in particular to be cheating. They have been created in a lab. The titanium kyanite obviously has been titanium coated to create the color. Bismuth, although it is a naturally forming substance, has obviously been grown in a lab to create these fantastic crystal structures in such a perfect form. Let me know down in the comments whether you would prefer to see some more naturally formed minerals in the future, and make sure to hit the like button if you did enjoy these photographs today. For now, that is all I've got time for. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.